Hi everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Batman Arkham Origins on hard difficulty. This is the DLC entitled Cold Heart. So for this part here, I pressed the counterattack on that second foe so quickly that I didn't even appear. So it's best to counter the first two. I mean, you have to counter or you're going to get hit. It's counter, and then proceed to fight. You might be able to get away with hitting. Besides, on that second counter, you might be able to do a punch without getting interrupted, but I didn't want to risk it because I had to rewatch that scene again. So over here I skipped out the Vicky Vale conversation. We don't need to talk to her. And then you don't have to be in the crouch position to do the silent takedown, but it just feels more comfortable for me. So there's just 4 foes in this library. Up here you can get a double takedown. Just wait until it says double takedown because it said silent takedown right there, and then double. And then this foe here will aggro after you kill those 2 guys. And he tends to like to go up these stairs here. One time he went over by one of the display cases, but 9 out of 10 times he just goes up the stairs. He's spazzing out in between the stairs. And here's another checkpoint area. I've cut out all the checkpoints and I've sped up like elevator rides and things of that nature to expedite the guide. This is great content, but it's not hard whatsoever. It's on hard difficulty because that's what my save file is on. It's on hard, but it's somewhat. I mean, the fights are somewhat challenging, but like overall, it feels like a normal challenge, even though it's on hard. And honestly, I don't know how to even play on New Game Plus. Like, I don't think you can. Well, maybe you can if your save file is on that. But what I ignore where it says the square plus triangle. I don't ever do that move. I don't like to do it. It's just a bat stun move. So instead of what I like to do is press triangle plus circle to do the iframes takedown. And this is really great content. It's $10 and it took me a long time to beat it. You know, the freeze fight is not as hard as it is in Arkham City at the end. So I have played through the campaign, so I know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not one of those people that just bought it and just started recording and they don't even know what the hell they're doing. So that's just not me. But I was gonna do a guide for Ghost Recon Future Soldier on the PC, but I couldn't do it. I'm so tired of playing games I've already played before. It's just really hard. And you might say, well, why the fuck have you played Ninja Gaiden 3 campaigns, and why are you gonna do a 4th campaign? Well, that game is special. That's all I have to say about that game. And I have a hard time dealing with the camera on a lot of these games. Like, I'm almost done clearing Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, which has its heart in the right place, but it's got some really bad sequences. Like, if you're familiar with the rhino chase scene, oh man, that took me like the entire day to beat. But on that game, you could just like on all these newer games, which I really appreciate. They let you rotate or invert the x-axis, which I like to do. But on Enslaved, they don't like separate that inversion when you're shooting as to when you're moving the camera. So whenever I have to shoot, I was inclined in the past to switch the camera settings every time I was going to shoot, but I just left it, and now I'm just, almost done with the game. But anyway, like right there where it says tapping the X button, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen, and why you have to do that I don't understand, so I just edited that out. So you can go over here, or you can go in the grading. Make sure you parry after that punch right there. I did a lot of camera manipulation over here. Like, I'm one to twirl the camera around and just do cool things because I am kind of a director when I make these videos. I am a director. But I don't think there's any. Are there any knife enemies? I have one section where there's a knife enemy, and I'm going to slow it down because I had forgotten how to do the blade dodge takedown. Like, I knew the buttons to do it, but I didn't know the timing of it. Like, when you see how I spin the camera around, it's just because I get bored when I'm fighting. And you could also do those critical hits if you, like, hit. See, like, right there, I knew the guy was going to try to get a parry off of me. But what was I going to say? Oh, the critical hits, if you just delay your punch a little bit, it'll build up the stars for you and get multipliers for your combos, but I don't even care. I don't care about combos. I just care about clearing the game. That's all I care about. And somehow I can't get that slide going. But yeah, tapping the X button, just take that out of the game and put a center camera button on it in Arkham Knight. These guys that are making Arkham Knight, like, they're never going to hear me, obviously, but I really hope they do that. We need that. We need some other things, too, that I know that are on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember everything right now. So, this section here, you always wanted to swoop down and stop right behind these guys because they won't hear you, and then take them out. And then look at this guy, see? He just disappeared, fucker. And then I'm going to press the R2 button to hang, and then I'm going to twirl the camera around because I'm really bored and just waiting for this guy to come. And the entire time I'm pressing the triangle button to grab him. But I mentioned when I was playing DMC, I mentioned this guy called the Godfather Dictator, and he's making a guide for this game with no damage like he usually does for his Batman guides. And I was tempted to do that. I was thinking to myself, well, I'm gonna try that, but it's too. I don't have the patience to do that, and possibly not the skill either. But anyway, I think that's really cool. But I've always wanted to try that, to no damage it. But in the end, it's just not important, you know. I don't really care. I do care about, like, good fights that aren't, like, looking sloppy. So yeah, obviously you don't want to do the knockout smash unless it's the last guy. Some of these Predator sequences, they are pretty challenging, but this one it's the first one of the game. Well, the second one technically. Obviously, to stay away from the clustered enemies and pick off the stragglers. And I was trying to snap into cover right here, but it wouldn't let me. Unfortunately, he didn't turn. But when I do these, if I get seen, I don't start over. Some people do that, but I don't. However, I did not get seen over here at all. And in a couple of these sequences, what's going to happen is, if you have like two guys left, you'll have one of the guys running to the hostage, and then you'll have to take him out from behind. Otherwise, you'll fail, and you won't get a checkpoint. You have to start it all over. So be very careful of that. I think it'll end the next large-scale Predator sequence. It'll happen, and then it'll always be the case. But anyway, I'm having a really hard time tolerating games these days and actually finding a good game to play. Like, if anyone has any suggestions, I will be very eager to hear them, because I'm at my wit's end trying to find a game that's actually good. I mean, please, no Dark Souls recommendations, or like no Metal Gear. I mean, I've told you guys before, I am open to Devil May Cry, but I've already played all of them. You know, I just don't like to play first-person games. So anything that's a third-person game, and no Assassin's Creed either. I don't like that. No offense to anybody who likes that. I'm so picky that it's like, it just ruins me for everything. I can't even find anything I like, hardly. So this takedown right here is not silent. If you do this great takedown, So just remember that. It makes noise, and the other guy would have heard me. But I enjoyed this DLC. It's a long campaign. Even though a couple of people, I read a couple of comments and they say they beat they 100%, they did it 100% in 2 hours. They're fucking lying. It would take like 4 hours to do that. Or 5 hours. I don't know, maybe I'm just slow. But anyway, once you take that thug out, we're gonna move the crest out of the door and then do another brawl. It's actually 2 fights without a checkpoint.
This way.
So it's kind of up to you how you want to start these fights. You can throw the back claw, you could trip these guys. I have some slowdown here of the knife takeout, the blade dodge. It's you hold back and then you press the triangle button right before the guy strikes every time. Like right before he swings the knife, you have to press the triangle button. It's 2 times that you're pressing it here. If you don't want to do it though, all you have to do is hold the counter button and press back, and you won't have to do the blade dodge takedown yet, but you won't take damage. So it's definitely something you would want to do if you were doing a no damage run, like the gentleman to whom I referred is doing. But I'm not one of those people that like always jumps over the enemies to get spacing. I just don't do that. But anyway, you notice that one of these guys has a taser. You have to jump over him, like double jump with the X button, and then hit him from behind. And then we'll have one large scale brawl after this, and that's where I'm going to end the video. Okay. So the guys we're dealing with, they have ice packs, and they will freeze you into a really lame quick time event that you can get hit during the process of it, so it's definitely something you want to stay away from if you can avoid it. But the best thing to do here is fly all the way over to this side, cape stun, and then go to town on the square button hits. But you're always going to be interrupted in this situation. But if you can get the iframes takedown, they will resist it if they're not if they don't have the stars over their heads. But if you've already punching them, if you've already cape stunned them, and you have the 5 or 8 to do the iframes takedown, like the 5 combo, you can take them down with the iframes takedown. So, but they've got to be your top priority. Otherwise, the fight it labors underneath the weight of their long-range attacks, which, like I said, they freeze you. It's friendly fire though, so your enemies can get stunned too into ice, and then you can hit them. I don't think it kills them, but it'll knock them down. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching my guide. It'll probably be about 5 videos in length. And like I said, it's on hard video. And I have a really funny text or a comment that somebody sent me like a month ago, I think, about my other guide for Batman that I posted on my Twitter page because it was just so ridiculous. This stupid asshole says I wasn't playing it on hard mode when, like, this hard mode it's like easy mode, and this guy just couldn't believe that I was playing on hard. But anyway, I'll share that in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Thanks.